Remember this? We figure to see a whole new team next year. Apparently it'll be even sooner than I thought. Welcome to the penalty box. Well, the buzz in Toronto is all about one thing. Dion Phaneuf! It's the biggest trade in Toronto since the Gilmore deal, with 7 players changing cities. Toronto gives up Ian White, Nicholas Hagman, Matt Stajan, and Jamal Mayers, and in return gets prospect D-man Keith Ollie, third liner Frederick Shustum, and all-star defenseman Dion Phaneuf. I am ecstatic about this trade. At first, I just couldn't believe it. Ow, 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 ow. Dion Phaneuf was one of my favorite non-Leafs. He plays with emotion every night, has a booming shot, gives bone-crushing hits, and has great offensive upside. And did I mention he's only 24 years old? Some people point to Dion's numbers declining over the past couple of years, or point to rumors about his ego and inability to be coached. But these are just rumors. Nobody knows for sure what went on in the locker room, and Dion's old Calgary teammates and fans are sure missing him right now. The thing with this trade is that Dion was in a slump, and with the improved play of Mark Giordano, he became expendable. This trade will serve as a wake-up call, and we should see Phaneuf's numbers start to improve. Now to the other extreme, people are already talking about making Dion Phaneuf the captain. That's a little premature. He just got here. Let's give him time to adjust and see if he emerges as the leader. One thing's for sure, I will definitely be getting myself a Dion Phaneuf jersey in the offseason. Looking at the other players in this trade, we get a marquee prospect, Keith Ollie, who has been sent to the Toronto Marlies. This guy looks like he could be a solid blue liner soon. He's 6'6", a good skater, a hard hitter, and won a gold medal with Team Canada at the World Juniors in 2009. He also grew up playing with Luke and Braden Shen. And Frederick Shustrom, a good third liner, not much to be said here, except that he's an improvement off of Jamal Mayers. Looking at who's been shown the door, in Nicholas Hagman and Matt Stajan, we've lost 2 of our top scorers. Hagman is a 20-goal guy, and Stajan is on pace for 60 points this season. It's kind of tough to see Stajan leave, since he was a Toronto native who grew up cheering for the Leafs. But he was really only a second liner at best, and his contract was up at the end of the year, so it's unlikely that we would have been renewing it. And seeing Ian White go is tough as well, considering how well he's played for us, but we're more than compensated by the addition of Phaneuf. Plus, he was due to become a restricted free agent, and we would have had to give him a big raise considering the way he's been playing. And Jamal Mayers is no loss at all. He was brought in to make the team tougher, and it's clear that he can't do that. Jay Rosehill is a better fourth liner than him. So we've basically given Calgary a couple of rental players, a 20-goal scorer, and a decent point-getting D-man for a marquee prospect, a good third liner, and an all-star D-man. Toronto wins this trade hands down. And in the other blockbuster trade this Sunday, we've shipped out Vesa Toskala and Jason Blake to the Anaheim Ducks for goalie Jean-Sébastien Giguère. This is another win for Toronto. With Toskala, it was clear it wasn't working out. He and goaltending coach Francois Allaire didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and he was in the last year of his contract. And Jason Blake was a supposed 30-goal scorer who couldn't score 15. Plus, his contract was ridiculous for his level of production. Giguère was expendable in Anaheim after the emergence of Jonas Hiller and the decline in Giguère's production. But Giguère claims this slide was the result of him going through some hard times with his kids being sick. But now he's reunited with his old GM Brian Burke and his old goaltending coach Francois Allaire, and Burke describes him as the hardest working goaltender he's ever had. He's been named the #1 goaltender for the rest of the season, replacing Jonas Gustafsson, and if there's a chance for a rebirth, it'll be happening now. Now, with Nicholas Hagman, Jason Blake, and Matt Stajan leaving town, the question seems to be, where will the goal scoring come from? Well, with the shoring up of the defense and goaltending, to me it seems like the focus will be keeping the puck out of our own net before we focus on putting it in theirs. After all, if we keep the goals against to 1 or 2 per game, we don't have to score too many to win. Anyway, with all this maneuvering, Toronto has freed up $2 million in cap space, and according to Brian Burke, they're not done. With Ponikarovsky, Stempniak, XOB, Mike Van Ryn, and Primo all set to become unrestricted free agents at the end of this season, we're likely to see a deal for draft picks or a playmaking center before the trade deadline. Ponikarovsky will probably fetch the most return, but hopefully we'll be able to get something for Stempniak and XOB, however unlikely that may be. Oh, and did I mention that we happened to see all the new guys in action on Tuesday? Toronto wins 3-0 against New Jersey in the first of a home and home. And all the new guys looked good. Schustrom got an assist on the first goal of the night, firing a hard shot on net with Kuhlman standing on the doorstep to shovel in the rebound. Phaneuf threw a few big hits and even got into a fight. Oh, and Giguère got the shutout, his second of the season and the 33rd of his career. And with that, Giguère becomes the second goalie to record a shutout in his Maple Leafs debut, the other one being Ed Belfour back in 2002. So it looks like these trades are working out in a major way. It should be an interesting couple of days until the Olympic freeze, so keep your ears to the ground for more trade news. Anyway guys, that's it for me this week. It's been an interesting week, but now for the first time in a long time, it looks like there's a reason to be hopeful again in Toronto. Go Leafs go! I'll see you next week.